Welcome back to another video, guys, here at Onewheel, and today I'm taking you on a journey to a new location. However, this was a little bit interesting of a video because I had to go twice. One day it was raining and I wanted a video in Downtown Greer, which is where I'm riding, in the rain, but I realized later that it was creating a weird effect when the water got on my lens and creating these crazy red sparks. And I thought it was cool to include some of the footage, but I didn't want to make the whole video like that. But thought you guys may find that interesting. So here is the course that we're going to be taking here. We got a little time warp going on here, so this is basically taking the route, and this is kind of my Greer route here. We're going to go pass right over the main street and make a left right here again, and circle back on around with a left. I usually do go through the park as well, so I may go ahead and kind of pivot and change while riding, but this is basically the course that we're going to take all the way down to the train, and sometimes there's a train passing. So let's jump right in. So I see this red light up ahead, which is interesting, so I figured I could probably take it once this car passed by. So I went on ahead and tried to hop this curb here, taking a risk, and it turns yellow. And so now I'm having to push some speed here, and that was pretty scary actually, but I made it through no problem. There was no cars or traffic, so it was a happy landing. So as I go down to that main street area, there's actually quite a few cars coming down the road, so I think I take a little pause here just to kind of get my bearings straight and make sure I'm going to cross at the safest time possible. Because riding with a camera in the hand is not necessarily easy at times. So I'll go ahead and cross the road here. And we are now on the course to success. Actually, as I come up around this corner, there's actually some homeless individuals here on the left. So I ended up picking up a little bit of speed here because they were pretty awed by the Onewheel and the helmet too that I wear, and just all the LED lights. I probably look like something out of the future. And actually, as I come down to the main street area, I actually hear the train. So instead of making the left like I normally would, I take a little detour and go right, because I really wanted to get that train and show you guys how cool this area is to ride in once you're in the crux of everything. And so you can barely see it off in the distance as I get closer, but there is indeed a train passing by, and this is always an interesting sight, as you'd never be able to get this close to a train unless you were simply walking on foot, as you would not be this close to it when you're driving the car. So I decided to go ahead and hop on off and just kind of get a little closer look here. Pretty neat to get this close to a train without dying, of course. Alright, so now we hop back on the board, and we are off back to our course here. And I take a little bit of a variation just because I'm feeling inspired by the road being so clear and empty, and all the lights and everything. And of course the roads are not wet this time, creating those crazy sparks and light effects, which were definitely cool. So I'm gonna go ahead and hang a right here, and this part of the video was actually pretty cool. I wish there were more street cars on the left hand side here, but I'm kind of crossing over the line there in the road, and some of the reflectors are just really neat passing by, and they felt really interesting on my Onewheel, so I didn't want to hit one too bad and fall here in the middle of the road, because I don't trust drivers that well. So I'm now making my way into the park, and the park is a little bit more illuminated than I expected, so I decided to continue onward. were some weird sounds going on here at the park, and so I generally would ride the entire park all the way through, but since there were some interesting sounds coming out of the darkness, I decided to just go ahead and take a little U-turn here and continue on my normal route in the opposite direction and picking up speed because I am actually scared. I don't know what I was hearing, but it was definitely a sound that the camera could not pick up, but it sounded like someone was like knocking on a telephone pole with a coin, and it was making a dinging sound. Really, my brain was just running 100 miles an hour on what it could have been, but I just felt it safe to just get on out of there, which is why you see me booking speed, and I'm actually so spooked that I'm actually deciding to go back to the car. Was an interesting way to kind of conclude this ride here. That is all that I will have for you guys today, so I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up, and I hope you guys enjoyed the ride.